What is going on, everybody out there in the World Wide Web? We have the Anbernic RG DS in for review today, and I just finished filming my first look video, and while I'm waiting for that one to go through the editing process, I figured let's go ahead and go through and test out some games, give you my summarization of thoughts. I've had this for about, 4 hours or so, and we also have two colorways, so we'll take a look at the black and red and the turquoise. This is one that is surprising me in the fact that I thought it would be kind of cheapy feeling around the $100 price point, but actually feels pretty solid. But there are some concerns and there are a few gotchas that I found along the way. So strap in, we're going to take a look here. And I'm running the show solo today, looks like. So yeah, live chat. I'll do my best to keep up with questions, but I will be focused just on hosting and doing all this stuff. So yeah, if I miss some things, please have forgiveness in your heart a little bit. Only a little bit. Okay. You guys hear me? You guys see me okay? You're my production crew today. Mr. Rudy, hello, sir. Oh, hey, I'm going to see you in New York in a few weeks, right? No, only positive note, Stubbs. Thank you so much. Hey, Mr. Davis, everybody. Okay, all right. You're gathering here on a Friday. I appreciate it. Back-to-back live streams this week. We got the Odin 3. I got the first look video for that launching right after. The moment this live stream ends, the Odin 3 first look video goes live. So it's going to be just an RH content end of your week here. Okay. Anyways, enough of my lollygagging. We're going to keep it pretty loose today and stick to game testing, and I'll answer as many questions as I can. A giveaway, please. Yeah, maybe we can do a giveaway for one of these soon. It won't be today. Yeah, you guys have pre-orders? Look at all these hinges. Okay, so this one kind of closely resembles and copies the Nintendo DSi XL style. That's one thing I noticed. In the screens, they got very close. The pixels aren't 100% balanced, but it is so very close. The last thing I did after filming my video today was go ahead and test out those decode times, and I can skip showing you that. It's pretty bad in reality on this. It shows a 5 millisecond decode time, but I don't buy it. It is like lagging well beyond 10, 15 milliseconds. It was also jumping all over the place. Like it went as high as 250 milliseconds for about a minute and then went back to 5 milliseconds. So that's the latest version of Artemis. Didn't love that. So I probably wouldn't use this for streaming. It wasn't really up to snuff in my testing. Also, what they've loaded on here by default is Drastic and Azahar. The Azahar version they have, there's some secret magic going on because while 3DS games generally don't run well in this at all, some lightweight ones do run just fine through Azahar. When I do the same thing through Citra MMJ, I'm not getting as good of results. So for some reason, Azahar, they've pre-configured this to open out of the box, throw your games on, and things just work as long as you use their RG launcher here. So it treats the bottom screen as the primary screen, and the top will be the external. And yeah, as soon as... Okay, so this one I've modified and customized. This one's straight out of the box, and it has their games card that came with it. Has an auto-rotate feature turned on, it looks like. So yeah, if you use it straight out of the box, especially if you get the games card here, things are just ready to rock. You can just launch into whatever. Like Barbie grooming glam. And it just works, which is cool to see. And that's for DS and that's for Drastic. I also tested out MelonDS. MelonDS, not so happy. I could not get very good performance out of it at all. I would completely skip it. It sucks because you lose out on retro achievements not using MelonDS. So Drastic and Azahar seem to be the way to go there. But so far it's pretty cool. Yeah, Zoo, you excited for this one? All right, let's get it in. So we got Barbie Groom and Glam Pups. And on this one, as you can see, I went ahead and added a third-party stylus. It did come with this stylus, which is pretty fancy. It's a little bigger. It has the disc right there. That came with the blue one. The black one came with no frills, one right there. That's worth about a $1 added extra add-on. It also came with a case. I want to show you what that looks like. So here is the case. Simple. As long as you put it underneath this, there's no wiggle room. It stays in place well. I've linked these in the description, by the way. I like this better. Pop it out, extend it, boom, you're ready to stylus. Touchscreen works well, though. The capacitive touch handles pretty much everything I've thrown at it. It came with a screen protector as well, tempered glass for both top and bottom. If you're wondering specs on this, this rocks 640 by 480 top and down 4-inch displays here, IPS full fit OC laminated, and the brightness is matched. So when you match brightness on the bottom screen, it's going to match on the top, and there it is at its highest brightness. Here we go on lowest. Screens are bright and vivid. Speakers are not very good. They're both front firing, so they're clear, but it's pretty tinny and bright, and there's no mid-range or bass at all. It's very thin compartment, so that makes sense. Another thing, I'm just kind of rapid firing my thoughts from the first look video at you here, so kind of all over the place. But a few other thoughts I have for you are glossy top, matte bottom, not seeing fingerprints on the bottom, seeing fingerprints on the top. So I've been wiping those down. And also, my biggest concern is when you're rocking 3DS or if you're pushing power to the absolute max, it gets very hot. I got as high as 39 degrees Celsius right around here. So I've tended to stay at a 1x resolution. Even when you upscale Drastic up to a 2x, I was seeing some complications. It was getting hot. I was seeing games crash. I actually restarted the device a few times on a few games when I was playing Golden Sun, Dark Dawn. That did crash the device initially. Messed with the settings and got it working now. But what I discovered is as long as you leave this on the default stock settings that they've pre-configured, everything just seems to work as is. As soon as I started customizing stuff, I added my own emulators, I ran into problems and had to mess around quite a bit. It's a pretty low power chip, having the RK3568 inside of it. So that's going to be a little bit better than the RK3566 that we see in the Anbernic RG Arc here. Same 4-inch display there. Yeah, it can handle up to, DS, N64, Dreamcast, PSP, a little above that. Touch 3DS, but not much. And that's going to be better than the RK3566. So this is a kind of a boosted RK3566 and this 3568. And that's going to be not as good, though, as the, the 610, the T618 that you saw last gen. That's going to be better, as well as the T820, of course, is going to be better as well. Also, ergonomics have been pretty comfortable on here. I'm going to get off this silly game in a second, but yeah, ergonomics have been really nice. D-pad-centric gaming has felt very nice for my hands. I don't see myself needing a grip. You could add one because, sure, it kind of digs into your palms a bit right there, but all in all, very comfortable. The sticks are clickable, but they are PS Vita sticks styled. You got clicky D-pad, clicky face buttons, clicky L1, R1, L2, and R2. Those are very loud. These are fairly quiet, not too bad. Yeah. I mean, it feels around $100. That definitely seems like it's the price point, but not as cheap as I thought it was going to feel. It's also nice and thin, and there's no gap. Look at this. Have I tried any 3DS Pokemon games? No, and I don't think we'll have a great time there, and I'll show you why. Not sure why they even bothered with the sticks. Yeah, I'd say for DS, you don't really need it. For other stuff you want to do, if you want to multitask on this and have game FAQs on one screen, have a game on the other, some other system, the sticks can be nice to have. There's no Google Play if you're wondering. Nope, there's no Google Play. Yeah, you can play PS1 in here, no problem. Let's see, I missed a lot of questions. Thank you for your super chat. When you guys do the super chats, it stars it for me automatically. So that'll for sure get you on my radar. Joseph RGD's nuts. Okay, good luck, Rudy. Okay. Yeah, the hinge. Let's talk about the hinge here. Took paint off my Thor, huh? Matt, when you put on that we'll have to look at that. Yeah, the hinge is where the real problems start showing up for me. So this hinge is, while it feels sturdy and strong, look at this. It is really tough to open. It is one of the stiffest hinges. It doesn't make any noise. Like, it's solid and it's smooth, but it is really strong. Like, you can get some weight in there, get some cardio going. It's not very easy to pull up. In comparison, you know, your actual Nintendo hardware, they have some flop going there. It's nice to have it loose because it makes the hinge last longer and not as prone to breaking. So this is so stiff that I do have some concerns on longevity. There you go, catching some of the fingerprints too. Yeah, they have a microphone hole right there. I think that's what that is. That's interesting. And the hinge design looks solid. And it doesn't have any snapping points, so you can close it and there's no air gaps. I like that. But you start to open it and you can stop at any point. That's a benefit of it being so stiff. It stops right there. Doesn't go back any further. And yeah, it's just like I can't close it fast. There we go. And we have little little rubber bits here and here that help it stop. And it goes right to sleep. I like that. Wakes back up. 3.5 out on the bottom. Good. 4,000 milliamp hour battery. Good. We got Wi-Fi. We got Bluetooth on here. AC, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth up to 4.3, I believe it was. Yeah. 2 USB-Cs, by the way. One's OTG there. DC here. Volume up and down on the right. Sorry, Barbie. We'll choose a dog so we can kick off the fun. I prefer the capacitive side of this, by the way. I'm not big on the disc. Not big on the disc. So yeah, and by default, it has a LCD 1X shader that they apply. This is, again, the one I have straight out of the factory settings. We'll close it and play another game now. I can't believe I went over the entire device overview with that game on. I'm sure it's fun. We need to play it though, don't we? We can't just leave it here. Like, if we're going to play a Barbie game, we're going to play a Barbie game. All done. Look at that glossy coat. What a happy pup. Good. That's a good dog. So is this their take on Nintendogs? Let's dress up our dog. Okay, seriously though, no, we are going to close this now. They don't include any Nintendo games, which is smart. No Pokemon games on their ROMs card here. They do have Donosaro, which is my favorite. And I'll show you screen matching. Because they got the look down very close with their LCD 1X shader. As far as also hinges, other thoughts on that. The hinge feels just a lot better on the 35XXSP and especially better on the 34XXSP. These are both much better feeling hinges. I don't know why they went with such a stiff design here. This with the turquoise one is even stiffer too. Like, that's, whew. I do like this colorway better though. Look at that. That kind of pops. Like, I'd like to swap the buttons out so you get some variety, though. Get the blue face buttons on there and the black on here. I'm going to show you, just as an example, that we're not going to use MelonDS. We're going to load the same game on all three of these. Shout out JC Studios, by the way. My Thor grip just showed up today. Super comfortable. This is called the comfy version. They also have where's it at? They also have the compact version, and this one they call the Chonk. Big old booty. I like this in between. Goldilocks. Good. Thor, very expensive. Plays 3DS excellently. DS, no problems with performance. But you also see an AMOLED screen in there, which is beautiful and gorgeous. But I don't find ergonomics as good on the Thor. That's why I want a grip. I don't think we need a grip on here. And just, I find it more comfortable. All right. So, let me get my counter on here. We're going to start. Screen comparison. The OG really holds its own, though. It's Friday and I haven't slept. I'm just going to make noises the whole stream. Okay. Too bright. So there you go. OG hardware, LCD 1X shader on the RGDS. They've matched it so dang close. It is not pixel perfect as soon as you go to upscale it, though. So realize that. But right now it is, yeah, it is looking good. And you can see frames on over here on MelonDS. Just we cannot hit 60. We hit it for a moment here and there. As soon as we get into the action, though, game's frozen up. And MelonDS is just not performing great. I can't get any games to run full speed for any length of time. Auto-saving? Yes, let's do that. And as a comparison, so here on this one, I have the LCD shader turned off. This is going to be pure pixels. Catching up on chat. Zoo wants me to pet it? The device? Good device. Can't keep up with chat. Hello. Hey, Todd, how's it going? Yeah, you can sideload APKs. That's totally fine. Okay, so here are the pixels without the shade. Well, hold on. Let me confirm that I didn't turn that back on by accident. Okay, yeah. Okay, no filters on. Good. Skeleton's just throwing his bones at me. What else is new? Shaders. Pixel. It's pretty close. It's a subtle effect, right? And here's a listen to the speakers. No. Thank you, Dia. Thank you, DSI. Oh, you want button ASMR? These are basically the 34XX buttons. As far as I can tell, it's the exact same sound, feeling, play, travel. So yeah, if you're used to the 34XXP, the same D-pad, the same face buttons, the joysticks are different. So these seem to be the ones that you might see in devices like the Trim UI Smart, but they're clickable. So it's the closest I can find. I do like the buttons better on the 34XXSP for the shoulders at least, because these are loud as hell. Listen to this compared to this. That's nice and a little more subdued. This is not a dentist office friendly or play in bed next to your partner or your child when they're about to go to sleep, because that's heckin' loud. We need some dampeners. So some interesting design choices they went on this. In general, though, it does feel high quality around, I don't know, $100 to $150 price point. And this really is over $100 once you add in shipping. So $94, $95 right now. Shipping's about $25. I think they include the tariffs in there because I'm not seeing anyone get charged tariffs, at least not in the US. And so shipping is expensive, but you don't need to deal with further fees. So take that for what you will. I'm sure some of you came here to see what Golden Sun Dark Dawn might run like. And here you go. So the sound speakers aren't terrible, by the way. Enhance! So yeah, 100%. We are at a 1x, no shaders. 2x made it crash and restart the device. Joysticks, I tested. There's no cardinal snapping. Dead zones look good, but it feels almost like cardinal snapping because it snaps to center. So, but as far as I could tell, yeah, it's not. We'll take a look at that together in a minute. Now, mind you, Golden Sun Dark Dawn is one of the hardest games to run on the DS. So this is sort of at the worst you're going to see with Drastic. But yeah, it is at a 1x, which is tough. Now moving over to 3DS. Oh, right. I got to point you out my ROMs, huh? This is going to run not great because I don't have... They cherry... Blah. There's my rock. They cherry-picked the 3DS games to show off on here. And the ones that they picked do run well. And they're built right in here. They're already pre-scraped, the box art and everything. Here's DS, 3DS, which is neat. Very lightweight platformers here, like the Angry Video Game Nerd. Oh, right. Gotta set this up real quick. This is the one I haven't set up yet. User folder 3DS. There you go. So yeah, I mean, at least it's pre-configured and it just works once you go in and set those few settings. And yeah, we're staying well at 60 and above. This is one of those games that just fluidly runs well. And the other cherry-picked ROMs on this SD card also seem, the ones I've tried so far seem to run well, which are just these. The Trash Pack, my favorite game of all time now, I guess. You can one hand extend this. That's nice. So you too can play Trash Pack and catch all the trash in your garbage truck. We've leveled up. Yeah, that's another one that runs fine. Now, moving on over to the one I've custom set up with my own games. My favorite game, in reality, is Alien Chaos 3D. You know we have to play this once per live stream. And this, try as it might, it's just not as happy. D-pad feels good. Ergonomics for the D-pad feel good. The joysticks, not as good. Once you start to reach down here, it gets uncomfortable, and we get lots of slowdown. So I don't think you're going to be doing too much 3DS on here. If you want, though, we can run one of the Pokemon games. Pokemon. What do you think? What's the lightest weight of these Pokemon games? Alpha Sapphire, maybe? Chemical Burrito, what's the best $100 handheld to play 3DS on? The best $100 handheld? I mean, probably like a smartphone or something. I can't think of one off the top of my head. I mean, there's a few. I guess you could play it on the RP2S. Around $100, the Retroid Pocket Classic, right? Other dual screen clamshells. This is the only one at that price point. You could do the Retroid Pocket dual screen. It's under $100 just to get the add-on. Maybe we can make the Retroid Pocket tri-screen. Huh? It does barely fit, but unfortunately there's no video out, so that's not going to work for us today. Get over there, Froggy. 1,500 frames per second. That's faster than the Snapdragon 8 Elite. 1,000 frames per second. That's faster than the sun. Oh, we hum. It's frozen and it's humming, and it just says we hum. Crashed at 1827 frames per second. Note this down in the researcher's log. We hum. We all hum. Down here. It also gets incredibly hot when you're trying 3DS. Got about 35. Again, I've seen it cap out at 39. Something a little more lightweight might be... Oh, I don't know. One of the 2D Mario games. New Super Mario Bros. 2. Zoo, that's the name of my Shenzhen vendor contacts. We hum. Oh, New Super Mario Bros. Crashes. Okay, so you might be wondering, okay, how does Citra MMJ fare, though? Why are you using the Azahar built-in? Okay, well, let's try Citra MMJ. This is set to a 1x. I've enabled OpenGL, so it's not running software at 1x. Software seems to run even slower. This is the dual screen version of Citra MMJ. It just works. Another one of those apps where it just utilizes both screens. If you're wondering how it switches between screens for where it's going to take your input, what they have here is on the RG launcher, they have a new feature here where you just, instead of holding it, you just click it once. And what you're going to see is a little doop or a little doop. So that means you're switching where the buttons are going to be going. So if you have something like a web page or whatever up here, swap up there, great. The buttons are going to now apply to this screen, just like the Thor in that sense. You have a game down here. Oh, this game's not going to work. Then it'll swap down here. So that's just how that system works. Also, much like the AYN Thor, if you launch an app from the top screen, it'll open on the top screen. Launch an app on the bottom screen, it'll open from the bottom screen. And as far as I can tell, there's no feature like on the Thor where you can disable one screen or the other. Also, you can't reach the menu from there because that's your external. This is your primary. Not a lot of options here. And I know you'll be disappointed to hear there's no LED lighting. You do get handheld settings, which gives you the option to go to your quick launcher, which is just the RG launcher. And you have a key test feature, which isn't very useful because it doesn't show dead zones. So to show dead zones, I'm going to pull up my own gamepad tester. And see how it wants to snap to center there, but it's not cardinal snapping. We're able to get everywhere on the screen there. Let's try one more 3DS game. What's the most lightweight we can think of that's not an eShop game or something? I don't know, Angry Birds Trilogy? Oh, Calvin, so you can play games at 2x. It's just not every game. That's all. Some work fine. Some get graphical glitches. It seems to totally mess up the dual screen thing when you do 2x, or if you turn on multi-threaded rendering or 16-bit rendering. The 3D high res, I believe, that's what pushes it to 2x. That does work okay in some games. Not Golden Sun. Whee! let's go, Angry Birds. Oh, I feel pretty angry. Also not able to hit full speed. We're going to give up on 3DS today. That's what 3DS is like. Your results may vary. I'm excited to hear if anyone can get more 3DS running through wizardry. So the rest of today, we're going to be sticking to Drastic DS games. Now is where we'll start to have some fun. Only 30 minutes in. Fun we'll be having. Okay, so here we are, 1X Mario. This is one I believe we might be able to upscale. Go to video, high resolution 3D rendering. And it freezes the top screen. So this game is not going to work with that. If you want to see, though, how I have fast forward unclipped right now. So if you want to see fast forward how fast it could go, and there's no high performance mode or anything to toggle, you get what you get. There we go. 500 frames per second. Or sorry, 500% speed. Wait, what am I looking at? Yeah. 500% speed. Oh. Try that again. People want to see Pokemon. Yeah, we'll look at Pokemon. Pokemon Black. How about that? While it's showing 100% full speed, even on Mario here, I'm seeing. Do you see that? The motion. What do you call that? Oh, my brain's blanking right now. It's Friday and I've been doing too much content. The frame pacing, that's the word I'm looking for. The frame pacing isn't quite right. Let's get big. Hey, no. Oh, man. Totally botched that one. All right, saw someone say Pokemon. Okay, this is the one I was playing earlier. Here's a look at viewing angles as well. Someone wants to see Call of Duty. If I have Call of Duty for DS, we can play it. King Loftiness. Captain America. Scooter, same sticks as 34XXSP? No. No, they're different sticks, as far as I can tell, because there's no rubber cap on them. And if you pull the rubber off this, it's a different stick underneath. They're similar, but no, you can tell they're definitely Vita inspired. And if you want to look from the side, we'll come back to Pokemon in a second. Also, while I'm on the topic, just a size comparison. With the DS there. It wakes up from sleep really fast, which I appreciate. What do you want? Aren't you going to check out the gift box? Oh. What's my present? Is it a Pokemon? I've never played this one before. Ooh, 3 Pokemon. What should we pick? What do you guys want? Oshawott? Tepig, Snivy. Tepig is, I like the Tepig because that's a funny name. I'll have Tepig, please. Yes. I got Tepig. I got, oh, it was a close race in chat. I see the most votes for Tepig. Snivy's a close second. And Drastic, yeah, Drastic has had so much development. It's a very stable application at this point. It's nice to see that. On this chipset, once you upscale it, not as much, though. It doesn't like it. Oh, okay, Bianca. Prepare to get owned. My Tepig is going to take out your whatever you have. Oh, great. You're going to send out a Snivy? That'll show me. I talk shit, I get hit. That's one. Greg, yeah, I agree. If we could get this for $60 to $70, that's going to be better. Anbernic sent me a DM this morning saying, I guess they must have known it was going to show up today. I had no idea that it was showing up today. I was expecting it maybe tomorrow or the next. But they sent a message saying, you know, just to let you know, RAM prices are out of control and something else. And I was like, uh-oh. They're probably taking backlash from the pricing. Okay. It said RAM and storage prices have tripled this quarter because of this certain having issues. Internet tax is 10% for big companies. Okay. Anyways, they're saying, sorry, it's expensive. Here's the reasons. Come on, Snivy. Tail whip. Tail whip. Tail whip. Yeah, and yeah, people say they pre-ordered the white one. The white one was cool too. I like the look of that. This is available in the description if you are wondering. They're not going to be shipping this until around December 15th. They say a little bit before, but Anbernic has stuck to their shipping times well historically. This is one where we're getting review units well in advance of them shipping, though. And so there's a little bit of a lead time. I don't think it's going to be as long as, I mean, even AYN or Retroid, way shorter than INEO. So I'm not expecting supply issues of this, and it really hasn't been that popular in the community from what I've seen. So I think they'll be able to meet demand just fine, and you should be seeing this in the next few weeks if you ordered one. Well, who won? This room's a mess now. Tackle. People are saying just tackle. Tackle, bro. Sorry. I'm new to Pokemon. Tackle. Use tackle. Use tackle. All right. On my next battle, I'll just use tackle. You lost. That was bad. Yeah, Pokemon is not my game, I'll be honest with you. I do appreciate myself some Snorlax, though. Fast forward. Okay. Okay, should we fast forward through tackle? Is tackle the default? Yeah, it is. Okay. Tackle, 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 tackle. Is this what you wanted to see, chat? Is this what you wanted? Not like this. Okay, there. I won right away. Tackle's the way. Thank you, chat. You guys taught me. Now I'm a Pokemon trainer. Well, we basically beat that game, right? What else do we want to see? Pride Tunes. Solatorobo. Elise. Do I probably don't have that one. I haven't seen that name in my ROMs list. Nope. Not today, sir. Picross 3D. Maybe. Yeah, I don't have the entire library in here. These are just the games that I like to play or that I like to keep on hand. Excuse my shortcomings. Let's try another one, though. Mega Man sounds fun. Mario and Luigi, Bowser's Inside Story. Yeah, we can take a look at that. Does it play at higher resolutions? Yeah, it's a per game thing on that. Multiple games now, when I switch to 2x upscale, the emulator gets all confused. I run into problems. Graphical issues, the top screen stops working. Oh, rhythm game for touch latency. Yeah, that's a great idea. Yeah, Joe Page. Okay, I'm coming back to that one, man. Metroid Prime Hunters. Yeah, we'll see. Hey, Netflix. Let's just always have fast forward on. Even on DS now, it's getting warm. So this chipset just in general is warmer than I prefer. I don't remember the 3566 getting that hot. Look at that. Almost freaking 38 degrees Celsius. It's just, I think for $100, technically $115 or so, $120. This is a tough one. However, is there any other handheld that does what this does with dual screens at this price point? No. So this is our first entry into this budget tier of dual screen handhelds. So you got to give it to them for just starting. They are starting this segment right now with this handheld. It's the first version. There's some leeway for that. However, I'd like to see this get on some sales, get cheaper. I think, yeah, $60 to $70 would be just the ideal pricing. This one doesn't seem to have any frame pacing issues, though. Just Mario, I was noticing that on. Everything else so far, yeah, this feels good. Let's try a rhythm game. Let me see. I gotta have one. How about this? I don't tend to play those type of games, so I bet their stock card has something for us. So again, this is on the stock card, and now we're going to be having a 1x LCD shader turned on, which is the default. And it does help the pixels look better. Text is pretty aliased without it. Okay, so over here, we have Metroid Prime Pinball, Advance Wars, Oh, we do have Call of Duty. Okay, remind me. I'm going to try to remember to come back to that one. Final Fantasy. Golden Sun. Golden Eye. Kirby. Need for Speeds. All the Need for Speeds. Nintendogs. Sonic. Spider-Man. They include a good amount of games on here. Not seeing much first party. Tamagotchis. Tomb Raider. I don't see your standard rhythm games on here either. Derek, what is Celsius? Speak American. Yeah, Celsius is the common denominator, worldwide speaking. Who is the audience? So I've learned to do that. I was doing Fahrenheit for the first couple of years and got so many people are like, well, sure, but what does that actually mean? Show Celsius. All right. Yeah, I'm looking for a rhythm. Some kind of rhythm game. How about WarioWare Touched? Not a rhythm game, but nonetheless is going to need to take some quick. Oh, Skippy, can you tell me what rhythm game that I scrolled past? Oh, let me focus on this. You got to be fast with this. Rhythm Heaven was on stock card. You scrolled right past it. Thank you, sir. I really appreciate that. But after I pop these balloons. And if you want to see what their stock stylus... Yeah, I don't like this as much. Seems to take more effort. It's fine. It's more comfortable. It's just huge. I'm not gonna take that with me anywhere. I need to like inject caffeine in my veins and then play this. Oh, boss stage. Oh. Ah. Okay. Rhythm Heaven it is. They're all out of order. Well, that's PSP. I see Rhythm Paradise. That must be what we meant, right? Productivity. Yeah. So it should play PSP okay. Okay, we're turning it to the side. touch me. Okay, we need the volume for this. Oh, flick it. Flick it. Pop it. Twist it. This game is controlled using the touch screen. Okay. Let's practice. That doesn't flick for... Maybe this is going to be better. Maybe this is better for this type of flicking. Ah, it does. It glides across the screen. That's why this is recommended and probably why they picked it. I get it. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't play these type of games, I suppose. But so this is going to definitely have increased latency over stock. Or, I mean, sorry, over OG hardware. But how much latency are we dealing with? Oh, we have to aim it at the car? Okay. Ah. What's confusing about this game... Okay, let's do it. Do it again. Come on. Yeah. Why wouldn't they just have this built in over here? In fact, can I touch... No. This is so strange in a smartphone era that we're in to have it be on a separate screen where you're doing the actual flicking. Okay, try it. Here we go. Yep. Haha. Touching my fingers work? Yeah. Oh, fingers is faster. Look at that. Yeah. I would say just use your finger. That's even better. Although, you gotta have, you gotta have your reflexes here. No. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Ha. Nice. Did you get the hang of the flick? Kind of. Okay. Good job. Thanks. Is there supposed to be music in this game? Test the Link's role in Phantom Hourglass. Latency is brutal. Yeah, that wasn't the easiest thing. That's for sure. When are we going to get music? Do you have a DS XL to compare to? I do. Yeah, we've been looking at that. And again, I do have a more in-depth first look video, or I guess it's a full review at this point. I did a lot of filming today where I show off this more. This is the actual DSi XL. They matched the screens very nicely. Okay, practice friends, what do you want me to do here? Yeah. Yeah, I don't know that this is going to be as good as the original hardware if you want to play this type of game. I wouldn't say that that's very much fun. What else did we want? Just for lulz, I want to do Call of Duty. We need to buy Stubbs a Japanese DSi XL. Yes. You guys still with me? I pushed the wrong button on my mouse just then. Okay. Call of Duty. Cool. There's no sound on this either. I wonder if the speakers are bad on this unit. Or needs a restart or something, yeah. Oh. No. There we go. It was just a funny glitch. I guess that that rhythm game would have made a lot more sense with sound, right? Ridiculous. Oh, we got to do secret agent stuff now. I think I chose the Spanish soundtrack, yeah. So, okay. Oh, this is so old school. You're using the face buttons to navigate. Okay, no, I don't think so. No, thanks. Okay, I see a lot of requests in chat. I'm going to put that down. Pick this one back up that has my own games that I know are good. Mario 64 for DS. Yeah, we can do that. Derek, the Odin 3 video is going to launch as soon as I click end on this live stream, sir. So refresh the channel page, and you will get yourself a Odin 3 review. I really, really like the Odin 3. Okay, frame pacing looks okay on here. All right, I need the key. Okay, we got to go get it from that guy. Yeah, okay. Yeah, well, let's go. Actually, yeah, I'll go over here. You're over here. Got to catch that guy. Come back here, you. Get the bunny. Tricks aren't just for kids now. God. Where are you? Oh, you gotta, okay, right. You gotta eat them with your, there you go. There you go. Give me the key. I gotta get in the castle, dude. I got things to do. I gotta go get the big bomb off the top of that mountain. Yeah, might as well save. State. Thank you. It asking about gyro. Yeah, it does have gyro, or so they list it. Oh, you guys are wondering about the sound? That's just my noise gate cutting out sound. Here, I can give you sound. It's a little clumsy when you use the joysticks. They're just a little clumsy feeling. You see that? The D-pad feels so much better than the joysticks. It doesn't feel super fluid though. I can see that we're at full speed, but it just doesn't feel quite right. I don't know how to describe it. Maybe it's a bit of input latency. It doesn't respond quite right. Yeah. That's with enhanced resolution off. No. Yeah, so far original hardware still wins for me. Okay, what else we got here? We already did Golden Sun. We did Pokemon Black. We could do something like Phantom Hourglass. Fast forward. Okay, this is going to take a little while. I got fast forward as far as I can go. Stop fast forwarding. Well, I do got to unfortunately cut the stream in about 10 minutes. So fast forwarding might be to our advantage today. Why is my right thumb different from my left? An age-old question on this channel. Well, I was born this way. One's a little shorter. I don't know. Genetics. I'm sure you have something strange like a third nipple on you. But you probably don't have it on camera for people to ask questions. I've met someone who has 4 nipples, actually. And I thought that was very interesting. Okay, now we're in the game. Let's do a save. Okay, this is responding a bit better. Yeah. I don't know, guys. This might not be it. It's also just getting very hot. Let's do another temperature test. Yeah, I'm not that sensitive to input latency, but I'm feeling what I think is input latency. You know, you playing on the original hardware and everything just moves fluidly. It's like you are one with the machine. You know that feeling? That feeling is not present here. It's like you're moving and then there's a slight, I don't know, delay. I guess that's the best way to describe it. And you want to see stuff that's not DS? Sure. Just real quick before we take off, I haven't set up other systems on here yet, but I think they have it kind of pre-configured in their launcher. So let's do that on this one. What other system? What's the most pressing request? Which system? I like how being honest, not glazing. Yeah, that's our style over here. I mean, you just say what it is. There's no need to ever glaze. Some people get the idea that I got to praise everything, so we'll make affiliate sales and all that stuff. The truth about that is whether you praise something or you don't, or there's someone out there who wants to buy it anyways, so it doesn't seem to be that big of a difference. So there's no point in glazing anything. It's like, hey, here's the thing. Here's what it does. Here's what it doesn't do. Buy it if you want. Don't buy it if you don't. Keep what you got. Other people will buy it. Like, we're good either way. So, you know, it's always appreciated, of course, if you use the link versus the non, but it doesn't impact the review ever. Like, oh, we need to make a bunch of money on this. Let's just say it's awesome. No, you're going to lose credibility, and then you're not going to have any more people watching your stuff. And that sucks. Okay, so what do you guys want? GBA maybe? PSP? Pokemon. We did Pokemon Black. Multitask the second screen. That's a good one. Yeah. Sure. So you can do something like Chrome, get your game FAQs up here. And then on the top screen, maybe we want to play a little bit of PS1. My favorite system, by the way, of all the retro systems. I think any system. Also, the OS in this is a little bit clunky. This has Android 14, which is a bit bloated when you only have 3 gigabytes of RAM to work with. Luckily, we don't have Play Store to have that overhead to worry about, but yeah, 3 gigs is tough. So the UI is a little bit slow. You're going to have to be patient with it. And let's see, game FAQs, right? No internet? That's not right. I think I do. I should be connected. Come on. Oh, Wi-Fi's off. Well, that's strange. No networks available. Yeah, there's some sort of glitch with that. Wi-Fi is definitely on. Otherwise, I would not be live streaming to you all. Okay, well, say you want to, I don't know, look at some pictures on the device. You know, just do it. Pretend we're looking at game FAQs down here. And while you're up here, you play your game. Maybe you want to play some, I don't know, the best game ever, Twisted Metal 2. They don't have it on here. How about the next best game ever? Sure, Tekken 3. Always good to try a fighting game. Yeah, because the other one is on Wi-Fi, okay. Yeah. Yeah, so on this one, we should be able to pull up game FAQs. Yep, we got internet. It's just slow. Just doing some VSync testing. By the way, both screens are at a clean 60 hertz. It's not happy. Here, we'll pull up Artemis on the top screen. Battery drain is also pretty quick on this, I'm noticing. That's another thing that's tough. Let's wake up my other computer. Oh, okay, so see, we want to transfer the input to up here, so you got to click this button once. Now the input's going to be up here. XK. Why do I think they chose Android on such a weak chipset? Well, because it's probably what they could afford to do. Also, do you know any Linux handhelds that can do dual screen coherently or at all? I guess that's my question there. I think they did what they could do, and they wanted to come in at the budget price point, knowing they can't compete at the higher end yet. So they're experimenting here, and I bet you we're going to see a Gen 2 that will give us a bit better. Well, we need a better chip. That's all we need. We need a better chip. We need more RAM. That's what we need. These screens are fine. The screens are totally fine. I appreciate the screens. You know, I don't think we're going to find an OLED that's equivalent, right? So unless you got something like the RP Mini screen, which isn't quite the same aspect ratio anyways. It's a tough spot. So they decided to go through with the experiment. They said, here's what we can do. We know it's not going to be perfect going into this, but let's see how the market responds. And I think that there's excitement. I think this will probably sell well for them in the long term, but the people in the community who are deep into the niche and who've been around for a while, they just know better. You know, I don't think this is going to be for them. For many of you, you know, is this for you? I don't know. This is pretty weak overall, and I think it's a little too expensive. If you're okay playing DS at 1x with no retro achievements, and that's where you're at, it can do that just fine. But, yeah, as you can see, there's a little bit of latency. There's some funky UI things, and... yeah, you can cancel pre-orders, by the way. Yeah, you can just contact them. Yeah, PS1 feels good, though. Sorry, guys. I gotta go here in a few. So, what do we got? What else we got? I have time for probably one more. Someone throw something at me. Download more RAM, please. Yeah. Yeah, appreciate it. Yeah, I appreciate you all watching and hanging out for the stream. So stay tuned to the channel if you want to see what the Odin 3 is all about. That video is going to drop in exactly 10 minutes from now. And if you want to see just the worst streaming experience ever, let's see, did this work? Oh, it's not going to do it. Okay, that's all right. We'll skip it. I was playing streaming earlier, just pulling a game up, and it was just not fun. This is the input latency was pretty bad. The network decode, or sorry, the decode times on this were ranging from 5 milliseconds up to 250 milliseconds. It was nuts. It couldn't stabilize out. I was like, what in the world? So yeah, I just don't think those use cases are going to be great for you. Even multitasking and playing other games, I think the one thing this can do, the one thing that it's going to pull off okay, is playing regular Nintendo DS games at 1x on Drastic. I do think that that's ultimately the best use case for this, which is their intended purpose. So, okay, that makes sense. It's tough. It's neat, but I don't know that it necessarily sparks joy so far. I need more time with it. I just need more time to evaluate, see how the Hinge is going to hold up long term. And yeah. So let's wrap up. All right, everybody. So again, what did you think of the RG DS? This is one that I'm kind of middling on at the moment. I need more time. My initial feeling is there's some input latency. It doesn't feel as fluid as the original hardware, and it gets pretty hot. It pulls off 1x again on DS okay, but not much else is impressive to me. 3DS, no. That's a no. PS1, felt good, sure. Pull up game FAQs on a screen. Play a 4x3 game on the other screen. Okay, yeah, I think, sure. But, I mean, it's awesome, right? It's the only thing at the price point that does this. It pains me to not recommend it right now, but it needs to be like $30 to $40 cheaper. And then, okay, we accept the shortcomings. We accept what it's giving us for that price point. At $100 plus $25 shipping, $125, that is tough to recommend this at that price point. It pains me because it's so cool. The idea is so cool. Giving us a budget dual screen clamshell for people who can't afford the AYN Thor, who don't want to spend that kind of money. Oh, that's awesome. So maybe we'll get there in software and they'll release some OTA updates and they can start to fix some of these things. Plus, these are pre-production units. Retail might have a slight improvement in one way or another. So slight, I'm sure. But right now, the recommendation is still the Thor if you want good dual screen for your handheld. You got to pay a couple of $100. Even that, you get concerns right now. People are talking about the hinge cracks. I haven't seen that with my units or anything like that. It's hinges are a tough thing, and this market segment starting out, we're seeing sort of these Gen 1, the 1X Sugar, very Gen 1 prototypey devices, and it's awesome to see. Let's see what the next gen of dual screen handhelds brings to the table. I think that's where the money is. Right now, if you want to be an early adopter of this sort of handheld, you're going to be dealing with quirks no matter what you go with. And if you go with the Pocket DS from Neo at the top end price point, well, my friend Kay from Kay's Retro Gaming was showing me an instance where that one blew up on him. Basically, he left it charging and it just fried. It just melted inside. So there's concerns. And I don't think any of the dual screen solutions are perfect. Definitely not the Retroid Pocket DS solution either, because this, depending on the handheld you're using with, is not a great experience either. If you get it tuned in on the RP Mini and the RP5, sure. But even that has its shortcomings. All of the solutions have their shortcomings. Which shortcomings are you okay with? Are you okay living with for the price point? That's the question I pose to you. Let me know in the comments below. It is awesome that you guys have been hanging out with me this long. I got to get out of here. Stay tuned for the Odin 3 video to drop in a few. And yeah, everyone wants to do dual screen handhelds. It's cool tech. I love to see it. And this is pretty damn cool for their first time out, though. Like, it looks cool. It looks cool and it feels good. And the ergonomics are great. Like, the ergonomics are awesome for D-pad gaming. So let's fix, and Gamma, it's Android, Gamma. The Gamma Squeeze. It's Android. Give us a solution. Make something for this. One Gamma OS, please. One tiny Gamma OS. Yeah. Pokemon Sapphire. Yeah, I did pull up Alpha Sapphire. Try it again with asynchronous shader. Yeah, I'll have to mess with that. Yeah. Have a great night, everybody. My mouse is freaking out. All right, everybody. Well, I want to once again thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share to stay in the know for all of your favorite retro handhelds. And a special thanks once again to our channel members, our patrons, and our subs who make everything here possible for us. Perks with RH start for as little as $3 per month. Join us in our Discord to chat and play some games. We got the Game of the Month program, a lot of fun. And join us every Monday on the Retro Handhelds podcast, where we go in the latest and greatest in retro handheld news, and we unbox stuff, and it's a ton of fun. And stay tuned again for that Odin 3 video. We have a full-featured first look at the RGDS dedicated video launching this weekend, so stay tuned for that as well. Until the next time that we see each other, take care of those freaking handhelds, everybody. And take care of each other, too. I mean it. Goodbye.